Hello, my name is Anarcia, and I decided to do my problems and solution presentation on behavioral and safety issues in the public school system. The reason I chose this topic is because it means a lot to me as someone who went to a public high school and as someone who has siblings and knows people who've gone to public high schools and had to deal with these issues in their daily life. The the biggest problem by far is the behavioral issues. It's extremely common for bad behavior, attitude problems, vandalism, bullying, all that is very common in public school. With the safety issues, gun violence, fights, threats of school shootings, overall, just bad on both sides. Um, my sister goes to high school currently, and she has had to deal with a lot threats, bullying, all of that. Um, the big thing I want to emphasize is like the effects. And in my essay, I emphasize the effects of like it's messing with children's mental health. It's weighing on teachers, parents, and children alike. Um, One of the big causes I cited was just pop culture and societal pressures on children. It's more valued to be cool than nice and kind to peers. And the public school system certainly doesn't help with that. We have a lot of expectations for students. We expect them to do a lot. We have dress codes. We have extracurricular activities. Um, we have all these grades. They have at-home things they have to deal with too. They have issues at home. Um, and again, added with all of the behavior from other students, and sometimes the teachers are abusive. Punishments, that's a big thing, is punishments that we have for these behaviors, they don't work and they just add stress to the students on top of everything they're already dealing with. The big one is things like detention and suspension and expulsion. I believe expulsion, one of the big things that I'd want to correct is expulsion should only be used in very extreme circumstances, which I understand it already is, but suspension and detention, I believe, should be gotten away with. um, I highlighted in my essay that a big thing is that they do not improve learning for any of the students. They do not help them improve at all. I mean, it's such a damper on your attitude to be punished and taken out of the classroom, like in school detention. You're taken out of the classroom. It stops you from learning. It stops you from actually getting the information you're supposed to get. And it can just be a really, especially for people who don't value academics, punishing them by taking them out of academics isn't going to help them. It's not going to make them want to improve. It's not going to make them want to put in work for anything. Um, Another big thing I wanted to highlight was the environment that these kids are in, the actual physical environment. High schools are kind of built like prisons. They're basically, there's a lot of brick, there's a lot of dreary colors, there's not life. Um, And I really believe we should have more common spaces in schools. There should be more color. There should be plants. There should be there should be music. There should just be a more welcoming environment. A big thing I noted in my essay is that I wanted to split the job of student counselor into two parts. One, the actual counselor who does, runs the grade, like keeps track of students' grades and their classes and their academic planning, and the other half would be actual licensed therapists slash psychiatrists. And I believe that every child should have free access and open access to these therapists and psychiatrists at all times. Um, the way I would do this is roughly the population for a school in the United States is around 15, like 1,000, 1,500, maybe 2,000 on the upper ends. And so my solution for this would be per 500 students is one therapist or psychiatrist, whichever one. And that way each student throughout the day could come if they need to. Not every student's going to need this. The point is that they're there if they need to be there. This psychiatrist is not expected to necessarily keep up with every single student's issues, but it's someone they can come to talk to if they're having issues. And then this therapist slash psychiatrist can do the proper analysis of the student and help them through what they're going through, and if needed, talk to, whatever it is, talk to the authorities, things like that. Um, Again, more welcoming environment helps the students mentally. Another big thing I mentioned in the essay was that I thought having like a therapy dog in schools to help loosen nerves around testings or things like that would really help boost morale for students. The big thing I really wanted to get through my entire essay is that we're too hard on kids. We ask them way too much. Some of them have jobs, some of them have activities outside of school that they're trying to keep up with. And in doing this, we cause a lot of the issues that we are trying to prevent. With safety issues, we don't take children's threats, like threats against students' safety, seriously. I've heard so many stories from me and other people of students complaining to their authorities about other students who have made threats or done things that are threatening in general, um, committed violence against other students, and they're not believed, and proper action isn't taken, and that's what gets us to situations like school shootings, and that's not good. It's not a good thing at all. Um, but that's really what I wanted to get across in my essay, and I really believe that in order for us to improve, we have to take drastic measures and maybe get rid of things that we've done for a very long time that are very traditional, and that's what's best for our students.